Johnny Robinson gave this a like. There's a little thing with Trump Jr. And one reason why America's all falling apart, because they taught millions of people to deny, rescue breathing, and pound on a beating heart. Johnny's CEO of Emergency Medicine Services, the state of Missouri, knows in an instant they've taught millions of murder. They're showing up on calls all the time. Non-drug overdoses murdered because the government tells you to. Hey, Mr. Donald Trump. So this is a little story about Narcan in the news. The doctor gave that a like because it's a no-brainer. Every doctor knows in 2 seconds they've taught millions of people murder. And they're murdering doctors. Sonny Hadley here, he's a fellow of the Royal Society of Arts in Great Britain, where they've taught millions of people how to murder everyone. Hangs out with the Queen of England. Sonny does. This is one of Sonny's TED Talks. Anyway, so here's a comment the doctor liked. It's up on the website. American Society of Addiction Medicine. Addict. Root word is slave. You're all slaves to your own murder. It's called cognitive dissonance. You will lie to yourselves and lie to others in order to protect a core belief that the doctors, the police department, and the government is not a bunch of mass murderers. This makes you physically and emotionally ill. So on the 31st, I got trained twice how to murder people. The first training was from Dr. Lisa Percy. She's the medical officer of health for the state of Tennessee. I phoned her the next day. It's in here. And the next state north is Kentucky, where they teach people how to save non-drug overdoses, anybody with any of the hundreds of causes of breathing emergency. And there's the like from the doc. No brainer. I knew it at 5 years old. Somebody tells us they're not breathing very good. That means you're alive. This is the story. This doctor here says to give chest compressions. Cheapers. Anyway, Walgreens. First class in pharmacy school. What to do for a poisoning or a drug overdose. Let's give them air ASAP. You're not allowed in the lab not knowing about that. Yet the pharmacists in North America are handing out instructions how to kill the pharmacist's family members. Pharmacists know about any breathing emergency. It's rescue breathing. Anyway, then you got Mr. Donald Trump, who installed Jerome Adams, medical doctor, the Surgeon General. He's an anesthesiologist. He overdoses people on 100 different medications. The only thing keeping you alive during surgery is ventilations or rescue breathing for a layperson. This story in the news, the reporter said twice, doesn't that cause harm? Of course it does. Here's a child, 7 years old, explaining about how you're all being murdered. Unbelievable. And then you got Johnny down here. Hey, here you go. EMS sees thousands of respiratory patients before they'll ever run into a cardiac arrest, because cardiac arrest is a rare event compared to breathing emergencies. Read the comment box and then think and save your own lives, or you're going to wind up with permanent brain damage, drooling for the rest of your life as a nurse pushes you around. Oxygen deprivation, that's what happens. Severe brain damage, or else out and out tortured to death, murdered with chest compressions to a beating heart.